Welcome back to the channel. This is the Ian West Network, and today we are going to talk about two Samsung products that you may feel as if you might want to buy within the next couple weeks, months, for a birthday gift, pretty much anything for someone or even for yourself. Right here we have the Galaxy Buds Pros and the Galaxy Buds Plus. Now the Galaxy Buds 2s will be releasing probably sometime in August, but for now we're going to do a comparison on these two. Price-wise, $149 for the Buds Plus, $199 for the Buds Pros. Though these are currently on sale at Best Buy for $169, so you do get a $30 cut. Can't tell you how long that sale lasts, but they typically do sales every so many months. On the other hand, these retail for about $109 at Best Buy. Sometimes you can find them for $99 also at that store. Other retailers like Micro Center also sell them on sale, but what I suggest is to really shop around. If you're not the type of person where you do online shopping and you want to do it in person, then make sure you frequent stores like Best Buy, Walmart, different things. Look online, and they'll do price matching depending on where you go, especially like Target. Anywho, as we jump into the video, first thing we're going to talk about is design of both of these headphones. Now, to the average person, especially me, when I first purchased them, the Galaxy Buds Pros over here, point to the wrong thing. The Buds Pros tend to have a bigger earbud design than the Plus model, as you can see. So let's pull them out and actually inspect them. Here's the Plus. As you can see, the shape goes easier inside of your ear. This is touch right here, just so you know, touch controls, which you do have the option to turn off the touch controls in both headsets because they both use the same Samsung app. Versus the Buds Pros that, that little part protrudes right here. You have the little, it's not even really a wing tip because it doesn't actually stay in your ear the way you think it would. If we're talking about comfortability, I'm going to be honest, the Buds Plus feel much better in the ear, especially given the fact that right here, where you see this blue rubber where my finger is, my thumb, basically that rubber tip comes in different. You could take this off and replace it with, I believe it's two different tips they give you inside the pack, if I'm wrong, or if I'm right. It might be one, or I believe it's two. But worst case, it comes with wing tips that allow you to switch this up to give you a better feel inside of your ear. So what I will say, if we're talking about maximum comfort, these are going to feel much, much, much better. Now, they both do have USB-C, as you can see. They both support, you know what? I'm going to say that. They both support wireless charging. So this has wireless charging along with this one. I was thinking of the Buds Live. I don't have those anymore. So they both support wireless charging. What I will say is that if we're talking about a better design, the Pros feel substantially better in the hand. Just the quality of the headset, you could definitely tell that this is cheap plastic when you compare it to the Pros. Keep in mind that these headphones have been out for quite some time. Come on, clear it for me. There we go. Keep in mind that the Galaxy Buds Plus has been out for quite some time. So, I don't expect it to be the newest, most aerodynamic design that you've ever seen, but they still work very well, especially for the price. They still play music very well, and we're going to get over to that subject next in a moment. So, IPX2, IPX7. Now, I don't believe there's a rating for either one of these when it comes to dust. So unless you're working in the landfill or you're doing some type of construction, you should be fine, especially when it comes to rain, when it comes to water. You'll be perfectly fine with either or. Going to the gym. Obviously, these have a better seal than these. Of course, again, they're older. So again, outside of the feel, you're going to get a better experience out of the Galaxy Buds Plus by far. But if you still have a pair of Pros, if you get them on sale for maybe even cheaper than under $100, it is an ideal, decent product to get, especially if you're using a Samsung device where it syncs, very well with it. Of course, these work with any Android device, but typically they work better with Samsung when it shows your actual battery life of your earbuds when you flip open a case. Worst case scenario, all you have to do is just go to the app itself, and it also shows you how charged your case is, how charged your buds is for both of them. Remember, they have the same features, not completely. Obviously, these have ANC. They both have transparency mode, but I'm telling you now, once you use ANC on a Samsung product, if you're already using a Samsung headset or just a general headset, and you go to ANC and you have a decent product with ANC, It's very difficult to go backwards. Nobody wants to go backwards when it comes to products. That's one of the reasons why the Google Buds Series A buds that I reviewed the other day, even though I love the way they feel, I love the way the music sounds, nothing beats ANC. That allows me to keep the volume low. If I'm able to work in an environment where I don't have to hear much noise, it's just very, very convenient. And the ANC for these typically cancel out low noise. So if you hear a fan, water, not so much water running, cars going past, you're on the train, it'll cut out that passive noise. If you're looking for something more bass heavy, I'm not bass heavy, more, what's the word we're looking for here? Noise canceling heavy. There are AirPod Pros and other brands, but just remember it has that suction where it does irritate some people and cause headaches. So just be aware of ANC and what it can do. Of course, you do have the option to turn it off, so that's something else to think about. All right, so, and the most important part to me is two things: music and call clarity. Now, when I spoke to my wife on these, she always says I sound crisp, clear. It sounds really good. She doesn't know when I'm on the phone, meaning typically when you hold a phone to your face, you get better quality. The only time you don't get a decent speaker is if your speaker is damaged or you have water damage or something. That's a different story. But you're typically going to get better call quality. It's going to sound crisper and much better with the Galaxy Buds Pros. On the other hand, when she uses these, even though she's still clear, it does sound a little muddled. And the reason you could tell it sounds muddled, because remember, this is 2 models old. You have the Galaxy Buds Live, which sounds better than these, and then you have the Galaxy Buds Pros. So when you think about that, even though it will be clearer than a lot of headphones that you come across in that $50, $60, $70, $80, even $100 range, you're still going to have, these still going to tower over a lot of those headphones. Typically, they do feel dated. You can definitely tell. But that's only if you upgrade to the Pros. You're going to notice all the little differences that you didn't before, because you're upgrading to another Samsung product, so you can see the previous generation and the current, and then you can assess it properly. But if you're using other brands, Anchor, different ones, honestly, these go very well against most of those brands, so you'll be perfectly fine. Also, this is the most important one outside of that, and I don't know how I skipped it, music. You're going to have a great experience with both earbuds, like I said. But the crisper sound for highs and mids and bass is going to still sound better in the Galaxy Buds Pros. And the reason being is because even though we talked about the design of how these fit really comfortably in the ear, which they do because of the shape. Actually, let's put them up side by side so you can actually see that with your own eyes and determine that. See how it's less to fit in your ear right here. But because of this, in the fit, you're going to get better bass and better sound out of these. It's going to feel like it's closer to your ear. It's not going to drown out any noise, like have ear leakage. When I call air leakage, that's basically when you have an earbud that you have to constantly move around and fit because it doesn't quite fit your ear. So typically you have to sometimes move it left and right to kind of fit it perfectly so you can get the bass and the sound and the snug fit that you want. The Galaxy Buds Plus, I keep stuttering over these names because it's a lot of names. Let's just say the Plus and the Pros. There we go. That makes it easier. With the Plus model, basically, even though these fit better, I did have, like I said earlier in the video, I did have an issue where my wife too, where she has to constantly push them back into her ear because sometimes when you sweat, they feel like they're slipping out a little bit or they could get a little loose. Just be aware of that. So if you're looking for the more snug fit, the Pros are going to be this more snug fit, but the Pluses are more likely to work in different earbud sizes, different ear sizes, especially if you give the headphones away, you ever upgrade or someone else uses them. Not that you want anybody else to use your headphones, but if you pass them down to a child or something, basically these will have a better chance of fitting in that person's ear, while these are, it's give and take. That's how it goes. So with that being said, are these still worth it in 2021? The answer to that is yes and no, because there's not a definite answer, but I'm going to go more so no than anything. And here's the reason why. In my opinion, in 2021, with the amount of earbuds that we have in the market, these should have dropped on sale to like $79. And I know it sounds crazy from $149, but they're already normally on sale for $99. It's 2 models up. The Galaxy Bud 2s are going to recently drop, probably in August, with the probably the S21 FE or something. I don't know. You know how they keep making these generic phones for overpriced prices, but we'll see. I'm only concerned about the buds. But anyway, there are a lot of earbuds out there that do give you crisper sound, or I'm sorry, battery life. That's the one thing I have to say. Then I'll give my synopsis. 11 hours, 8 hours with ANC off, 11 hours. I believe these give you about an 8 talk time or 9 talk time, while these give you, talk time varies based on 5 hours with ANC off, 4 hours with ANC on. You get 11 hours and then another 11 inside the case for 22. These will give you 18 with ANC on. That's the earbuds and the case with ANC on. And I think it's 20 or so without it. So no matter how you look at it, like I said, these both will last you throughout the entire day. They both have good call quality. They are both crisp, even though there's, and we're going back to that question that I was answering before. Are they worth it? Recently, I did the Google Pixel Buds. And because the Pixel Buds A series, remember A series, which are $99, I would get the Pixel Buds over these primarily because the app integration. They're a newer headset that's more supported. App integration, meaning when you take an earbud out with the Pixel Buds, which I forgot to mention in my other video, as soon as you pull out an ear, open a case, it'll be a little notification on the top of the screen that lets you know how charged your buds are, or how charged your earbud is when you take it out and put it in your ear. All these earbuds have in-ear detection where, you take it out, it'll stop playing, you put it back in, it'll resume playing. They all have touch controls, though I will say out of all the earbuds, the best touch controls in terms of response, not what they do, but response by tapping. I have to be honest, I love those Pixel Buds. I just really wish they had ANC, but they didn't. But you can get the Pixel Buds $99 regular, even though these have a substantial better life than the Pixel Buds. What I will say is that to me, the Pixel Buds are much more comfortable. The Series A ones, and like I said, there are other buds that are newer with newer software that's going to be supported longer, especially Google. They do a pretty good job of headsets and software for their phones. I think get something else. On the other hand, if you prefer the Samsung brand, because there are people that are brand loyalty, I am not. I use whatever works. And you don't want the pros, you don't want the lives. What I would suggest is wait for the Galaxy Bud 2s. If you could wait until August, which is around the corner, they should be releasing sometime in that month. Don't don't take everything I say. I'm looking at the rumors just like anybody else on all these websites. So if I'm wrong, and that's fine. But they are releasing. And I speculate they're going to be between $129 and $149, probably around a plus price. If they have active noise cancellation, amongst other things, then it's possible that they might cost a little bit more. But, Samsung operates differently than Apple. Samsung will keep making product and dropping products and make products with the same features of last year and add more. And because they have to constantly, they don't have like a pro and regular model of earbuds. They just keep moving on to the next and best thing. So, depending on the price of those, if those come out and they're $169 or something, then yeah, I say get these if you're a Samsung advocate and you really need a pair of earbuds. So it really depends. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. If you want the best crisp sound, and I will say this, and this is an unpopular opinion for some, but these are facts if we're talking about just tech specs. The Galaxy Bud Pros sound better than AirPods in terms of call quality and music. Sure, they have spatial audio, but they still sound better. But because of AirPods, again, if you're an Apple user, the integration makes more sense for you to stick with those. While if you're Samsung, the integration makes more sense to stick with Galaxy Buds, but the difference is that they still work with other devices. Now, there are other things about the Galaxy Buds Pros, like special 3D audio and things, if you're looking at certain applications and all that these don't have. But the only reason I didn't suggest that or should say anything about those features is primarily because you need to have a Samsung device to activate certain sound profiles. We're just talking about regular earbuds and purchasing right here. So there's no reason to talk about those things specifically. Anyway, that is the video. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, comment at the bottom. Hopefully this helped. Even if one person sees this video, hopefully that helped them, and say, you know what? I'm going to buy the Buds Pros because I want the everlasting longer sound. It's newer, the software support, yada, yada, yada. These are still being supported. But realistically, this is going to be supported a lot longer. They're a better bud, it's a better quality, it's a better feel, it's a better sound. They're better in every category outside of feel and battery life. But that's about it. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.